I'm Avril Fernandez. I'm a special educator and I am part of the academics resource room in regular mainstream school. We have two types, one is the academics and one is the life skills resource room. So my colleague will give you a more insight about the life skills resource room. And we believe in inclusive education wherein our children with special needs are included in the mainstream. So they feel a sense of belonging so that the society, the people around them, the students and everybody is able to accept them for who they are. So Leela, my colleague will be giving you more insight on the life skills resource room.
आता हांव तुमकां इन्फॉर्मेशन दितलें आमच्या लायफ स्कील रिसोर्स रुमा बद्दल. लायफ स्कील रिसोर्स रूम हे आमच्या गोंयान 9 रिसोर्स रूम्स आसा आनी आमी बेजिकली आमी पळयता की इन्क्लुजन कशें जावपाचें तें. सो इन्क्लुजन म्हणजे कितें, जे रेगुलर स्कूल आसता भितून आमी स्पेशल भुरग्यांक एक रिसोर्स रूम आसता. सो आमी तांकां रिसोर्स रुमान ट्रेन करता आनी जेन्ना ते सर्टन एरियान म्हणजे रिडींग, रायटींग, आर्ट, क्राफ्ट अशे थोड्या एरियान जेन्ना ते ट्रेन जाता तेन्ना आमी तांकां रेगुलर क्लासीन बसयता. आमचे हे इन्क्लुजन एज्युकेशनान लायफ स्कील रिसोर्स रुमान अशे 8 डोमेन असतात. ग्रॉस मोटर, फायन मोटर, सेल्फ हेल्प, रिडींग, रायटींग, नंबर्स, सोशलायझेशन एंड कम्युनिकेशन. सो ते भुरग्यांक आमकां ट्रेन करपा खातीर आमकां तांकां रेगुलर क्लासीन बसोवचें पडटा. सो त्या खातीर आमकां सेन्सिटायझेशन करचें पडटा, अवेरनेस करचो पडटा आनी त्या खातीर आमकां स्कूल मॅनेजमेंटाक, टिचींग, नॉन टिचींग स्टाफ, रेगुलर स्टुडंट्स, फॅमिली, फ्रेंड्स, नेबर्स आनी कम्युनिटी रिप्रेझेंटेटीव हांकां सगळ्यांक आमकां सेन्सिटायझेशन प्रोग्राम करचो पडटा. म्हणजे जेन्ना ही भुरगीं, स्पेशल भुरगीं जेन्ना रेगुलर समाजान वावुरता तेन्ना तांकां तसोच सपोर्ट मेळपाचो हें एक आमचें काम आसता. त्या खातीर इन्क्लुजन इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. ह्यो ज्यो थोड्यो कशे रिसोर्स रूम आसचे, कसो सेटअप आसता रिसोर्स रुमाचो तो एक हे हांगा फोटो आसा आनी कशें आमी भुरग्यांक इन्क्लूड करतात. सो स्पोर्ट डे आसता, एन्युअल डे आसता, मागीर भुरग्यांक आमी सर्टन आतां सपोज कुकींग क्लास आसा तांकां आमी ट्रेन करतात आनी मागीर एक दीस आसता जे तांच्या कडल्यान आमी आयटम इंडिपेंडंटली स्टुडंट्स आर डुईंग आनी मागीर आमी तो सेल करतात प्रोडक्ट अशें स्कुलान. मागीर क्राफ्ट आर्ट एक्टिविटी आसता, बडी सिस्टम म्हणजे रेगुलर भुरगो आमच्या भुरग्यांक मेळोन क्लासीन काम करता. सपोज ड्रॉइंग क्लास आसा, क्राफ्ट एक्टिविटी आसा तेन्ना दोगूय जाणां भुरगीं मेळोन काम करता. सो तेच इन्क्लुजन एज्युकेशन हें आमकां खूब इम्पॉर्टंट आसा, गरजेचें आसा आनी गोंयान हें सगळ्याक जावपाचें इतकेच आमची मागणी आसा.
So in academics resource room, we first get the children inside the school and there the child faces a lot of difficulty in reading and writing or basic mathematics skills. At that time what happens is the general educator is given a checklist which I will show you. So in that checklist the general educator marks the areas where the child is experiencing a lot of difficulties. So once that is done, the checklist comes to the resource room teacher. The resource room teacher goes and assesses the child in the regular setup. We observe the child, we check their books and we see what the child's approach is in a regular setup. After that, then we take them in the resource room wherein we do a screening procedure and we check the basic skills of reading, writing and numeracy. Based on that, then we work with the child we prepare them for the examination basically so that they are able to cope. So at standard 9th and 10th standard, we prepare them for the board examination wherein the Goa board gives them some concessions and for these concessions it helps the child to perform well and they really do well in their education because what we do with them is initially train them with the basic reading writing skills which helps them cope at a later level. So my colleague will give you a more insight into the different schemes and the different subjects available at standard 9th and 10th.
So we have these subjects, regular general subjects and vocational subjects. Regular subjects are history, geography, general science, everyday mathematics. The child faces difficulty in some subjects, so he can leave some subjects and take some other subjects. So he can take everyday maths. Okay. okay, so then practical is there. For geography there is a practical. For history subject there is a practical. So he can choose this seat education subject and he can sit for the exam of standard 10. Which you have to choose this subject in standard 9 and we have to fill the form and send to the Goa board. The same subject you will carry forward in standard 10 and he will answer the exam. Now for this examination he has also some concessions like extra time. He gets reader from writer. If you are reader, you will get reader, writer, then writer. And he will get this. You can also use calculator for everyday mathematics. Now these concessions they can avail for standard 9 to standard 12, and they can get the success. So students, CWC students having IQ below 40, they have a ratio of 1:4. Means one teacher for 4 students. IQ 40 to 70, the ratio is 1:8. 8 students get 1 teacher. And slow learners and learning disabilities, they have 1:20. It's 1 teacher for 20 students. Okay, this is the ratio.
We have a lot of success stories of our students who are part of the resource room, and we can see over here that there are so many teachers who have penned down their the success stories of their students when they worked with them. Currently, one of the student is working as a nurse in a reputed hospital at Selby Hospital. Another student is also working under an architecture. He designs the rooms, the spaces. He's done his AutoCAD. We have a Olympic champion over here. She also was part of the resource room. She has Down syndrome. So there are many success stories which she could not pen down here. These are some of the few. We also have the testimonies of the parents who are very happy with having their child being included in a resource room, because they know that when the child was facing a difficulty in a mainstream, they were like under so much of emotional difficulties they faced. But when they saw their child being part of a resource room and the improvement in their child, not just academically but emotionally and physically, the difference that they found was amazing. And I think with more resource rooms coming up in Goa, definitely I think our children with special needs will hold a special place all over Goa.